have been traumatized by social media in my head. Like,
only in her head.
all of the trauma that I had experienced, like, it literally wasn't even tied to social media. Social media just kind of like puts it in your face.
Yes.
Hello. Welcome back. On today's episode, I am here with my closest and nearest and dearest friends, Lauren Lotz and Jasmine Robinson. So Jasmine is...
Add those.
Okay. So Jasmine is a music artist and actress, and Lauren is an actress. And they're also blessed to kind of dominate two spaces as they're both in the social media space. So I thought they would be perfect for this episode to really talk through kind of not only their experience with social media, but some of the effects that we kind of see on our community and just like individually. So Lauren, Jasmine. Hi.
Hey, Jessica.
We're so proud of you.
Oh my
let's
God. Just start off like
in honor.
I had a full little
be
like
here.
moment when
I'm actually trying to stop blushing.
Oh, okay.
You better dark girl blush.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited for you guys both to be here. And I feel like this topic is just so destined for both of you guys because, again, we used to be roommates, y'all.
We did. We lived together.
Yeah, we did.
And it was amazing.
We lived together for like a year and a half, something like that. And prior to that, like me and Jasmine were together. And like, I think for the past like 2.5 years, I've kind of just like watched this like social media kingdom that they've built like just grow. And it's just been so beautiful to watch. But like, it's kind of amazing because you see the fruition of it, like on social media, but then I also got an insider perspective about like what it was like in the house and everything. So
Daily.
Yeah, daily just creating content. So I think like just going into like the journey, Jasmine, I'll start with you. Just going into like the journey that you've started with social media, like what is something that like you have benefited from social media, but what is something that like you're also battling with on a daily basis when it comes to just like putting out content and just being in the public space?
I will say, first, I approached social media from a music artist standpoint. So it was literally just to promote my music and show myself training and performing and stuff like that. And I wasn't really introduced into the world of influencing until I was here with Lauren. And I moved here to LA and it was like, oh, snap. People do this. For real. And the thing I liked about social media the most is it made it even. It made it fair for me to play with like major artists, and I could create videos too, and I can have a fan base and grow them too without having to physically be there in each city and hand out my CDs and stuff. Like it's been a transition. But to me, it's helped my career so much.
Yeah.
Music wise, acting, everything that we've done. It's been a blessing. And some of the daily challenges, I guess you could say, while creating content is, I guess the fact that we are in an industry that's so fluctuating. You know, we could get auditions and then that's your day.
Yeah.
Whatever you planned, cancel it. So just working within that balance of knowing when and what to prioritize with, if I'm going to create content today, if that's most important, if I do need to focus on reading the script, you know, what I'm going to prioritize has been like my dance, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I really love that. I mean, particularly social media has become something that has given us access to rooms that we literally would not have had we not built a platform. But when it comes to just like having that platform as well, I think like there also comes to a piece of entertainment within social media where as a public figure, and I'm using quotations, y'all, as a public figure, it's something that people look at you as entertainment and they feel the need that they can comment on your life or just like really dive into the aspects of you that maybe you weren't even privy to or you didn't even want to call attention to. And I know, Lauren, as well, like you've also grown so well on this, like in this space, but you've also like experienced a lot of like negative comments from people, and just like how does that, if at all, affect you on your day-to-day, and like what does that look like when you're trying to manage this career that you've built while, you know, dodging bots and demons?
Well, I started really with YouTube when I was like a teenager. And that was the first place that you grow. That was really our first real, like, you can pop off on social media. You know, we had like MySpace, you know, but like YouTube was really growing and it was changing people's lives before our eyes. You know, that was back in the era of like Justin Bieber and like we had like, they were influencers back then. Back then you were a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know? Starting out on YouTube, that was when I first started experiencing racism and like randomly, like I post a video and then I'm called the N-word and I'm like 15. You know, I had never experienced that before, but I understood immediately that these were like lame people on the other side of the computer eating cheese puffs, like waiting for everything I was doing. And I understood that as a teenager.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. But also, it's never been anything that was about me personally, you know, enough to trigger something inside of me that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Because if it triggers something inside of you, that is when it gets hard. Because you already have that trigger. If someone's already like, you're stupid, but you grew up dyslexic. And it's like, dang, that actually like, yeah, maybe I am, you know. Yeah, you might have kind of got that, you know. But then as I've gotten, as I've grown on social media, there's times when I already know this is going to be a thing. Like this is going to, like, this one's going to be
ruffle the feathers.
Yeah, this is going to, like, especially like, I know I had kind of like a partnership where I get a curly perm. You know, I love my daggone curly perm, but the natural community, a lot of them ate me alive, made videos about me, you know, all of this stuff. And I was okay because it wasn't about me. Yeah. Like, it's about something that I did and all that. But these people, they weren't saying like, she's not actually a nice girl. She's, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah. They were just saying like, and also coming up with things that just weren't true, which just made me feel better. Like it just didn't. And also, I always knew it was going to blow over. I knew every time I got a new one, I'm like, all right, this is going to come. They're going to make whatever. But also, it's publicizing this hair thing for people who, and now she's getting an influx of customers and stuff who saw the video, didn't say anything, but actually wrote to me and were like, hey, I actually really like that and I'm struggling with my hair. Can you help me? Or like, hey, I actually want to wear my natural hair, but I just need help. Can you know, like, and then I was reaching the right people. So a lot of times, even in the like destruction, you're still going to end up with some good moments, or you're going to reach the right people. So I would say I just ended up with a really strong backbone. And also, I'm kind of delusional as well. Yeah. I think you have to have a level of delusion to be able to deal
just,
with.
Like, shake it off.
It's absolutely. Even on my, I just had a video go viral of me just like having a good time. And like some of the comments were things I had never thought about or noticed, you know, and for them to comment that and me be like, oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Those are moments when I have to like kind of shake it off and be like, oh, I guess my thigh meat is jiggly. I guess like, dang, like, you know, like, but then it's
giving scrumptious.
Yeah, it's like, dang, like they'll say whatever. And then you have to realize a lot of these people, kind of like Chris Brown said, you know, what do you say about the club? You can't even get in. How you gonna hate from the outside of the club?
Yeah.
No, you can't even get in. And it's you can't even get in.
I always feel better when I go to people's profiles.
That's the best thing.
And then they're private.
Or I go to your page.
You don't want to play?
I go to your page and you have like 5 pictures and they're all like
memes.
And they're all like you don't actually know what you're doing. You're actually just
children.
Yeah.
What are you talking
or
about?
Or you're still taking
in the car for me.
Or a fish.
Or a Bible verse. Lady of
look,
Christ.
that'd be the one. That'd be the
Woman
one.
of God.
But I'll go to your page and I'll be like, sometimes I can tell from the page, I'll be like, you're kind of judging me, but like your meat in between your big finger and your thumb was ashy when you wrote this, and I feel that, and I feel better.
Yeah,
you know, it helps. I feel
better
go to
every time.
I feel better every time because nobody of like quality and a good life is ever going to say
because when
in your
you
comments.
play, you understand. When you play in the arena, you understand the vulnerability it takes to make a video.
No one is going to. No one's going to say unnecessary. Like people might have their judgments, but like no one's going to say anything like randomly unnecessary if your life is good.
Yeah.
Not one person that I know who has a happy, good life is ever in someone's comments being mean.
There's definitely like a lack of grace too.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're putting out these videos, being vulnerable not only with your time, your personality, your space, your environment, your friends.
Yeah.
And there's a lack of grace to grow as a person. Because let's say we remove social media, you're growing in real life with your friends and your community and all those things.
Yeah.
But because it's so public, I don't know what is in the juice that like people are just very like hateful sometimes.
It's so much easier to just judge things that you don't do or things that you would like to do.
Yeah.
And they're on the outside looking in, and I think
it's a lot easier.
They really forget that, because we've done this to celebrities for years. We watch something on TV and you're like, oh, I don't like this, but the reality
tabloids,
is
paparazzi.
Absolutely. They've been doing it for years. It's just now the tabloids is every single person who can comment something in the comments. Like there's nothing new about this. It's just a huge influx of it because now we have everybody's opinion.
Yes. Speaking of opinions, I'm not going to lie, I love just the power of cancel culture. Yes. Because it's something where, to me, sometimes I'm like, y'all canceling people left and right for like the smallest thing. Absolutely. And y'all need to calm down. But then it also like, I feel like empowers,
it's a check
especially it empowers the Black community, especially to be like, we're not going to support this. This isn't right. Yeah. But then also when we love something, we can raise them up to be a freaking millionaire.
Absolutely.
In less than like a month.
Like Keith Lee.
Like what?
Like Keith Lee.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he was just at the BET Awards.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Him and his wife.
I kind of teared up when I saw their video.
I did too. I was like, I should have gone just for that.
Literally on the red carpet, I was like, wow, I saw someone in the comments was like, we made the right person famous.
Right?
Yes.
It's so empowering.
It is. Even watching like my other best friend, Adana. Like watching, I mean, we all saw her before, and like the things she used to say about herself to seeing her now where it's like just her financial situation changed. Everything changed just from social media. Her music is now taking off. Like everything that she wanted and was praying for is like just from social media. Yeah. They did that to her.
Personally, I also love just like the introduction of TikTok because I think for me, I've seen TikTok break down the vanity of what social media used to be pre-TikTok. Yeah. Because just speaking of Adana as like an example, her videos are not giving aesthetic. They're giving, I'm just trying to have fun. She's like, F y'all.
Actually, she's giving weirdo. Yeah.
But I think I saw her yesterday. She has like 1 million followers on TikTok. And it's so organic because it's like the relatability of like saying, I'm this person, but everyone is too.
Yeah, and I'm funny and I'm just making these like dry, easy videos. And this is me. And that's what I love too, is that TikTok gives you a chance to fully be yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas like Instagram, we were just talking in the car, like even she was saying like there's sometimes I'm afraid to post certain things that blew up on TikTok on Instagram because it's like I feel
it's different. It's a different
energy. Yeah. Like I don't sing on my Instagram, but I'll be singing like left and right on TikTok because I feel like I can fail there and it's okay.
Yes.
Whereas like on TikTok, it's like casting directors follow me, directors follow me, my personal friends follow me. It's like awkward.
Wait, TikTok, Instagram. On Instagram, casting directors follow you.
Yeah. Sorry. That's
okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yes.
I do think even the co-creation on TikTok, it's not taboo to say, oh, she made this and then I'm gonna make my own version too. Like that's a thing that you do on TikTok. Yeah. And I feel like that made it fun, because it's normal to be inspired.
Yeah.
You want to try your own version of something.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that made TikTok so special to all of us. It was like, oh, I could have a try at this dance myself. Like,
and
that
you
made
can
it
post
fun.
a bunch.
It made it about creators, not about like hierarchy.
Yeah, it's not about how cute you are. It's not about any of that. It's like, do these people want to be your best friend?
Yes, 100%.
And if they do,
definitely
you're
humanize social media.
Yeah.
And I know, like, y'all, I have been traumatized by social media. And like, Johnson's over here laughing it up. But I have been traumatized by social media in my head. Like,
only in her head. I know this because we live together and it's only in her head.
And like,
yeah, because you've gone viral a few times.
I have, but y'all, it be some stupid like little thing where like, okay, I had to like learn what I was struggling with through therapy to realize it was in my head.
Yes.
And I think for me, especially like coming from the Nigerian community and then also the Black community, there's always like you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, and Instagram be pushing that all the way.
It does.
So like with Instagram, but you also see like just your life needs to look a certain way and have this like aesthetic. Where to me, I'm just like, when I feel like I don't fit into that little framework, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. Take me out the game, coach.
Yeah.
Like, it's not giving, let me jump in and just like be silly for what? Like, my life is a joke. So what am I joking?
I don't want to laugh here.
Like, I don't want to laugh. But like, I literally had to learn like all of the trauma that I had experienced. Like, it literally wasn't even tied to social media. Social media just kind of like puts it in your face.
Yes.
And then like, even when we talk about like mental health, because for me, mental health was so huge because I had to realize I had to break down my own demons so I could come into this space and be like, it's okay to be here. No one is looking at me.
Yeah.
They're looking at themselves on their stories 20 billion times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can always delete.
Looking at myself.
Yeah. That took away a lot of my anxiety.
Yeah.
Is the ability to delete.
Yeah.
Whenever I want to.
But there's like, I feel like there's also such a hold within like the mental health community, just like the correlations of what social media has, because it's putting it in your face. And like, if I think like, oh, like I'm ugly, and then I see all these pretty people, now I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm really ugly because I'm comparing and just, a rabbit hole of different things.
Yes.
Like, how have you guys ever experienced like any kind of like anxiety or just like, because at this point, Lauren got 3,000 freaking followers.
Yes, she does.
I have 300K.
She'll probably have 400,000 followers when this comes out.
This is new.
Oh my God. No, literally, I just checked and I was at 317K. And like, literally yesterday, I was telling people like, I'm so excited. I'm at 313.
Yes.
And then like, I woke up this morning and I was like, what is going on?
That's
this
crazy.
is so crazy.
Yeah.
And like on Instagram, like we were saying, it's so hard to build followers on Instagram now.
Yeah.
It is.
Like
it's a
so
different structure.
Yeah. And the fact that we can like grow, it's like, wait, what? But on TikTok, I am just about at 1 million. Like
just a hair.
I am literally, I'm just a few thousand away from 1 million. And it's crazy because last week I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 25K from 1 million. And then today I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like 4,000 away. Okay. Yeah.
I think piggybacking off of that though, just being able to see your videos from the beginning and seeing them now, I think watching others and their journey helps a lot with, I'll use my anxiety, you know what I mean? With knowing like, everybody's going to have a season, everybody's going to have a moment, everybody's going to get their turn. Yeah. And when you're confident in that, more so when you're confident in what God has for you, the anxiety lessens. A lot of times I have to audit myself and be like, social media is a tool. Yeah. It's literally a tool to build a community and reach people. And it's not all these things that we're hyping it up to be. And I think that's necessary for people to just take a moment and be like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I will definitely say I've also firsthand just like seen the start and the now, in the sense of like, I've seen you start your social media journey. I've seen you, like, not even in your prime, but I've seen you so much further ahead. And I think I remember like 3 years ago, you said something to me where I think it was both of us. You were like, you can't compare my current situation to like your beginning. Because
it's unfair.
It's
to
so
everyone.
Unfair. Yeah, it's like I'm at the beginning. You're like, a few races in, and you're like running like your third or fourth worldwide
cycle.
Marathon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I've been at this for so long and done so many different variations. Like I went viral the first time on accident, and I was like, when it happened, I was like,
I think I remember that video. I still see it to this day.
I was like,
and it was on like YouTube.
It was literally, I think it was on Facebook. My first viral video, I was on Facebook, and I didn't know it was possible. Like, it seemed like other people did that. But and this was before we had TikTok and influencers, I went viral, and it was like a thing. And I remember I had other friends who were starting to pop off, like oh my gosh, I remember I was watching like B. Simone start to like really do well and stuff. And these were all people that I knew, you know, and I was watching them do it, but it didn't seem possible for me. So when mine started like doing well and I started gaining followers, and then when I ended up with like 100K on Facebook, I didn't know that was like possible. Yeah. And then I started realizing like, I think this is going to be a thing. Like, I think this is going to be a way to make money and live a life. I started saying that. And then this was before people were becoming like
influencers.
Yeah, this was you were just a YouTuber. But I was like, something is happening here. Like, you can become something. I feel like all my dreams can actually come through with this. So then I started doing it. Of course, people back then, they used to be like, get off your phone. They used to make fun of me for how much I would film, you know, whatever. Those same people.
Oh my gosh.
Those same people come to me right now like,
yes,
I'm just...
You
know right now, like, I'm just so proud of you. I remember you back in the day on your phone. And I'm like, yeah, I know you do. Because you used to discourage me.
It used to be like, oh my gosh, well, you know, she's going to take a picture. I used to feel, I wouldn't post them. I would feel like, I feel weird about it.
Yeah.
You know,
I would not take I would stop taking my phone around certain people because it like felt funny because of how much they made fun of me. Or they'd be like, no, let's keep this in the moment right now.
And now it's a thing.
Yeah,
let's just make this let's keep this our personal moment. And I'm like, personal moments are currency.
Yeah.
Like my personal moment, like,
and
I don't mind sharing it. I don't have that feeling of like, let's just keep this between us. I'm like, no.
Actually,
I want to look back
at this myself.
Yeah, I like that. So I actually started kind of exiting people out who were like, I just want to keep this between us. I'm like, I want to keep it on camera, even if it is between us. Even if I never post it, I want to watch it back.
But when you also think about like the vloggers and like the day in the life of like all of those, like that format of people, when you think back to like that, they were just like on there to be on there, to like record their life. Like it was so normal. But like now it's like there's been such a shift in like what everything looks like.
Well, now it's a gimmick, you know.
Yes.
Now it has to be. Now
it is an opportunity.
I pay attention to the colors I wear, to all of that stuff, because everything needs to be appealing. You know, not that it needs to even be pretty. It just needs to be like appealing. You have to want to watch it. Yes. And like me being like, I realize me being a dark-skinned girl, when I wear black, whatever it is, it just feels like a dark video. So I realize if I wear color, if I wear color, it brightens up the moment and it makes my dark skin pop.
And also matches your personality and the types of videos you create.
Look.
Because there's a type of, you know, video that you can create that matches your personality. That's a whole...
Okay, question. Have you guys ever tried to control what that perception looked like?
Every day.
Okay. Because I know some people, it's like, I'm going to just be myself and people are going to see that. But like others, their self looks to other people like really dark or like, what is wrong with you? And like, now I'm criticizing.
I had a friend in the studio sit me down, and he was looking through my Instagram, you know, constantly when we were making music. We just have these talks.
Yeah.
You go into long discussions in the studio. And he was like, you don't match your music and you don't match how you present yourself. Like, as an artist, sometimes it's like you want to have a mystique about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's fine if that's your thing. But he was like, you're a lot more joyful than this. You should smile more in your pictures. You should create more like this. And I was like, oh, okay. And then after that, it was like the seed that transferred into my songwriting. I was like, oh, I can make music. Even overlaying my songs to my vlogs, I was like, oh, this makes sense now because it all matches.
Yes.
That really, really helped me, just being myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, being yourself is the best thing that you can do as an influencer. It's the easiest thing, because trying to continue to be somebody that you're not, or put up like, this is what I want, this is what I think people want to see.
I tried it.
I'm like, this is actually...
I tried it.
It's exhausting.
I can only...
100%.
I definitely tried that as well. I tried to be... I started feeling like I was competing with pretty girls, you know, like just Instagram baddies. And I was like, I can be a baddie. I was like, my eyebrows are high. I got cheekbones. I was like, let me try to be a baddie. And then I'm sitting here competing, and I'm like, I am not this girl. I'm not about to put on my baby.
I'm not gonna pose backwards.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not me.
I'm not gonna hit that one.
I'm like, there's a world of girls.
I know so many girls.
But
no shade.
I'm like, this is not me. I'm a goofball.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was inviting people to enter into my world who were expecting that kind of girl.
Yes.
And I'm not that kind of girl. I couldn't even, but I didn't even want the attention. It's almost like almost like when you're like dating, if you put out that you're this type of girl, you're going to attract the type of guy who wants that 100%. Type of girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I need the type of people,
now you're creating
men,
a community
who like a goof.
Yeah.
Who like a girl who might be cute, but she's a goof. And who's like can accept that, not try to change me or like think it's weird or whatever. So I found a community where they can see like I'm actually a weirdo, and like that's cool. You could be a weirdo too, and we could all be like weirdos who like to be aesthetically pleasing and
not weirdos unite.
We are weirdos uniting.
But I will also say, like, y'all are one of the few. Like when you, and I know you guys have been to so many events and you guys have seen so many different communities where it's like, who I am is who you meet and who you see every day.
Yeah.
Like there's such a perception sometimes where it's like, I can't be myself because there's so much hate in this world. I still have to protect myself. Yeah. A lot of people still see it that way, which again, it may work for them, but it's like, again, it's like shackling. Like there's such a hold on you because you can't fully like live out your truth. But then also we're in a space where everyone's an influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine getting hated on though for like also being fake. And it's like, dang, I wasn't even being myself.
Yeah, I'd rather die on the hill that I climbed.
That I built.
I might as well be real if you go hate me regardless. Yeah. And that's I made that decision too. I was like, you're not gonna like me anyway. I might as well do what I like. I might as well put out what I like.
100%.
Because if it's gonna get criticized anyway.
I will say, why this podcast created. Like, that's why I actually stepped out and did this. Because I'm such a dark person, y'all. I'm like, I love satire. And like every single joke that comes out of my mouth sounds like an insult. So for me, it is. It is. I'm Nigerian. Like, literally, that is how we communicate love. I love you so much, F you. Like, that's what it's giving.
So much, fatty.
But like, literally, I think when like you really just step out and be like, all right, this is who I am. I'm going to be hated regardless of what I do. It kind of just builds something so beautiful.
Oh my God. That's when I really started growing.
Yeah.
When I started making those decisions and creating like content that was true to me.
Yeah.
And that forced me, I could collaborate easily with everyone around me that made similar content. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like the world unlocked.
Yes, and watching Jasmine's journey on social media is very beautiful as well, because I remember I was like, you got to get on TikTok.
She was. I literally lost my job during the pandemic, and I was like, dang, I really need a job. And she was like, you should do social media. I said, girl, I need a job. I meant to pop you. And I was like, okay. And she was like, let's do videos together. Like, I will help you. Like, let's do it.
I was like, we need to get you on Getty Images. I said, we need to make you Googleable. So then we would go to events and I'd walk the carpet with her. And then now she has a full page of Getty Images.
Come on.
A bunch of pictures by herself.
Come on.
Without me, just like grow her own thing. She goes to things without me and I'd be like, wow, eat.
But I will also say, it's so beautiful to see that. And then on the flip side, you also see, because this space is so accessible and now it's lucrative.
Yeah.
Now you have everyone aspiring to be influencers. And you have unfortunately, you have a whole front of influencers who are like, yes, they may be like, they're actually creating content and being an influencer, but it's also like a false fame or a false like stardom that like now I need to be approached and treated as this like at this level that I'm aspiring to be.
And then you go to conventions and no one's in your...
Is this PTSD right now?
No.
No, but that really does happen. Like I am fully aware. I'm like, as many followers as I have, as many people love me and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do a meet and greet.
Yeah,
I'm like, you could.
I probably could, but I would start.
You could, and you could thrive. But it's also like, what is your intention?
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Because I see a lot of people who truly believe that they are famous. Now, and because you have a lot of followers, so it can seem like that. But in reality, if you don't have something else going, social media is a hit and a miss. Like I'm very happy to be an actress because an actress garners real fame. Yeah. That gives you real value. Social media, you're going to work hard forever and it's going to come and go and it's going to fluctuate and
based until you get what to a people certain think of you.
Until you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
But also, I say social media is like doing reality TV. Like when you do a reality show, you should typically, you have businesses and
you
you'll
have to
promote
branch
your
off.
stuff. You know, you'll use
It's
it as
only
a
a
tool.
stepping stone.
It has to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not a plan for retirement. Which
100%.
sometimes people can do that. Sometimes people can do that from reality TV.
Yeah.
But if you really want to work it, you should work it.
You gotta
as
pull
if
a Liza
it's a
Koshy.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
Ooh.
realize that this is
Oh, she's thriving.
Yes, she is.
She is
you got to
thriving.
start. You start on Vine or whatever, and
Yeah.
realize like, okay,
It's a tool.
I'm going to build something from here. I'm going to branch off and start hosting.
Yeah.
I'm going to branch off and start acting. I got to get into something real. So I'm happy that like even with us, like she has music, she also has acting. So it's like social media is truly just a tool that is actually helping with the real thing that I'm doing.
I think that also goes back to the mental health thing of like keeping you sane and in line and in alignment is knowing that this is a tool.
Yes.
When
not my whole value.
It's not your whole thing.
Because algorithm changes too much for this to be the place where you place your value.
Algorithm will hurt my feelings.
And algorithm is legit
And
like
your funds.
ghetto.
And my bank.
Because like sometimes I look at my TikTok, I make the same kind of content, and I can look and see so many different numbers, so many different like people that it's reaching, you know. And it's like the reality is everything I post should pop off because I have that many followers.
Yeah.
That's how it should be if they're showing people my real stuff, and they pick and choose when they do it. And I had to accept that too. That like a lot of times it's not that I wasn't good enough. It's not that this video didn't whatever. It's algorithm. And they just decide when. And there's literally nothing you can do about it but accept it.
Yes. And I feel like a lot of people, most of the people that get lost in the space of like, well, am I like famous now? Is always like they do one thing, it gets viral. And then it's like now you have all these followers. And it's like, what do I do with this?
You have all these followers and no money.
And no guidance. And no one in like telling you, okay, this is the best way to brand yourself. Because at the end of the day, social media is helping you build a brand as you as a person.
Yeah.
So it's like branding is something that like, shoot, us in the like being in the Black community, I feel like it goes over our head sometimes. It goes completely over our head because we're trying to chase a like fast buck of like, how can I make money off this quick? And we're not thinking of like, what is the longevity of like what I can build.
True, but it's still so new.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not
so new.
enough to have a class on it in college. Like it's
we don't even have a union yet,
and it's always
right.
and it's constantly changing. The rules are constantly changing.
Yeah.
It's such a rapid like industry at the moment.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we have to, especially as Black people, give ourselves grace. Like this became a fun thing and then a money thing real fast. So
Yes. Ooh, so many gems. I'm just like, wow. Was this a therapy session for me?
I don't know.
Like,
walk in your truth,
it's a therapy session for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I feel like we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But like, what is one thing that I would love to hear from both of you guys. What is one thing that you would like give advice to someone young who's either trying to jump into this space and like build something, or they're just using it casually and they're just trying to grow like in this space of being in social media?
Yeah.
Because this again is such a new space.
Yeah, I would say don't try to be famous, try to build a community. Because I think a lot of people, they just try to go viral. And I've been there where it was like, let me just keep using the trending sound. Let me just whatever, come up with, and you're working and working and working. But I realized the community will transfer. The community will transfer to currency. They'll actually buy your products.
Transfer on platforms.
They'll actually show up to your meet and greets. They'll actually like building a community is actually the way to go. Even if your content, like we posted a video and I was like, you know what, this didn't really hit. It probably got like 40,000 views versus like the 200K we would usually get. I was like, you know what, whatever. It reached all the right people. It reached the people who actually were the money makers who called me and were like, hey, I actually are you interested in this? Whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you're reaching the right people. You're like building an actual community, which does transfer into what you actually want, which is longevity.
Yeah.
Because these are the people who will care. They're not just going to click. They're not like just swiping through a video and seeing like, aha, that's funny, like, swipe.
Yeah.
These are people who are like, oh, Lauren. Click. What's she up to?
Yes.
How's she been? Oh, she's acting. Oh, I gotta watch her movie. I gotta see this. So I started trying to give people more of like my life and less like gimmicks. And that's the transition that I've been trying to make lately, is trying to show you like, I'm an actress. This is what I do. I want you to watch my movies. I want casting to know if they put me in a movie, it's gonna do amazing just because I'm in it. You know, so I would say try to actually build a community, show who you are. Even if videos don't pop off, you might only get, 1,000 views on this video, but it's going to reach this 1,000 people. They're going to turn into 2,000, and then they're going to turn to 3,000, and of real people, not just people who are swiping, but like a community.
Yeah. You've also heard of people who have 1 million followers and they create a product and no one buys it.
And no one buys it because a lot of things are just gimmicks.
Yeah.
Instead of building like real following, like people who actually care about what you're doing. Because social media can trick you that way too, to think these are all your fans. Yes. And it's like, these aren't your fans, because these are people who are following you for funny videos, and then you post something real and nobody cares.
Yes.
Build a community. That's what I would say.
That was love that point, Tish.
Thank you, friend.
I would say collaborate.
Ooh.
Like, even if it's, your friend who maybe isn't like a content creator, just one other person. And to me, that definitely aided my journey on social media. And I think if I would have done that sooner, I would have been a lot of the anxiety from social media wouldn't have been there, because I would have been like, oh, I'm doing this with somebody. I'm a very much so we girl. All the time. I don't want to do anything by myself, actually. So nothing. Yeah. I think that really helps you grow together.
Yeah.
And then it helps keep a checks and balance on your progress.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. And y'all hit us with the 2 CC words, collaborate and community.
Okay.
Right? But I will definitely also add to that. Lauren's over here like, did we?
Oh my God. Did we just drop gems?
Was this a sermon?
But I adding to what you said, like there's something so beautiful when you have community in real life that's pushing you towards like everything that you're aspiring to, and you're wishing and you're hoping for yourself.
Oh, that adds
and then you go on social media and it's an addition.
Yes.
It's always an addition to your life, because you're like still extending everything you are and just showing up like for people to see someone like
you. To experience you.
Yes.
Versus you trying to put on for.
Because I feel like a lot of people, it's like, I need to see myself. And I don't see myself with everything like that's fake out here. And then when you show me something real, I'm like, wait, there's something about her. There's something about him that makes me feel at home. And now I want to support. I want to love this person.
I want to be their best friend.
I want to be their best friend.
That's always my goal. And when people ask me advice, I'm like, make sure people want to be your friend.
Yes.
Because that's going to, whether you're making cooking videos, whether you're talking politics, like anything like that, your followers or people who are actually following you, they're going to want to sit down and have a conversation with you, and make sure you're giving that. Make sure you're appealing enough where people want to like sit down and like go grab coffee with you. You know?
My mom taught me that lesson when performing. I performed at every high school in Atlanta. And, guys would come and they would perform and the girls would be screaming and stuff like that. And she would tell me, she's like, you want these girls to be your friend. They're not going to scream the same way that they would over a guy, but you have to appeal to women and be a friend and be a girlfriend. And so she definitely whipped me into shape with that one.
I was actually whipped.
It's real. Everybody that I follow, I'm following because I'm like, oh my gosh, your personality. I want to be your friend. Like I want to sing with you. I want to like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not following anybody, at least anymore, I know, who is just like really pretty.
Yes.
Like who's just like, who's giving me nothing though.
Yes.
No
like if you're
value
pretty, but you have
content.
a personality, even if you're pretty and all your captions are funny.
Yeah.
I'll still follow you because I'm getting some kind of personality, but that's what I thrive on. I'm looking for personality. Somebody else is looking for you to just be pretty or for you to just be like aesthetic.
But as deep girls, we always be looking for personality.
Absolutely.
Like
as girls with personalities, as a goofy girl, I actually am looking for another me. I'm looking for a friend.
Oh, I wanted to add on to the advice you would give someone. I would say trust your journey. And so like when your videos are maybe not performing as well, like keep that whole like keep going thing, that's a really important step. Yeah. Because eventually people can go back and see your journey. And that to me creates community. When you have viral moments, people are able to flush through your content. I mean, to me, that's like
that's so true.
Like something everybody says, but it's proven to be true for me.
Yeah, my friends who weren't where they are right now, you look back and see that they were posting the same videos.
Yeah.
And they were still they were good. People just hadn't caught on yet. Like one of my friends, she was so aesthetic and posting like yoga content and all that. And she had 2,000 followers. And I was like, keep going, keep posting exactly how you're posting because somebody's going to catch on. Like, and that's the thing with social media. If you're doing good content, eventually it's going to do something. Even if it takes 2 years, eventually people are going to catch on. And then I went back to her page literally yesterday and she was at 182K. And like her stuff, it doesn't pop off. It doesn't go viral. But she has a community.
She has a yoga community.
She has a community. Each thing is hitting like
funny
between 8 to 20K, but that's a solid group of people who know her kid's name.
Yeah.
Who are commenting like, oh my gosh, I'm loving seeing her get bigger. Who are like, these are people who are like your friends now.
Yeah, and you want to document that journey for yourself, to be honest.
Absolutely. Even if it doesn't pop off, because the goal, it shouldn't always be to go viral, you know?
Yeah.
And she really caught on to that.
I mean, but that's like also when you get the best brand deals or when you're able to make the most money because these brands are seeing you and they're like, I want to invest in her community. Yeah. And I know she's going to pull
value in that.
I've realized that was something that I kind of struggled with was that I didn't have any type of niche. I was just posting all over the place. And the more that I've made it about my life, my acting, you know, who I am as a person, I realize it's easier when people bring deals to me for them to be like, oh, you know what? We actually want to do this. Let's start off where you're leaving a set or let's start off where like, oh, you're coming to see movies because you're an actress, you know? And then it's helped me to grow my finances.
Okay.
because you need a niche, you know, like being honest about just my life has brought me way more than just being gimmicky.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank y'all for sitting into this conversation that we've had every single day for the last 2 years.
Literally.
This is our house at home.
Literally, y'all just like tuned into something that used to be private, but I'm loving it and I'm here for it. And again, I'm like, I want to thank you guys for coming on. They didn't really have a choice because
absolutely we did not.
We're gonna be here. Even if I had to hold a camera.
Right?
Yeah, we were going to support our
I love
bestie.
y'all.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much. This is so beautiful. And I can't wait to see how many people this touches because I know this conversation is so needed in a space where like we're struggling and we're trying to build so much so fast.
Yeah.
But
look at us.
Look at us.
Make sure you use a nice gimmicky subject matter so that it gets the people.
Okay, so I'd also love you guys to add your socials because we know you got socials. So Jasmine.
Follow me. At Jasmine, Jazmine, on Instagram and on TikTok, Jasmine Now, Jazmine Now.
Okay.
And I'm Lauren Charisse on everything.
On everything.
You better say that.
At LORENSHARICE.
Crosses the other leg.
Because this one is warmer now.
Oh. Because you're
I can't.
Hot. She wants us to go home right now.
Wants us to leave immediately.
I wish you could see my face. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. This is so beautiful. And tune in again for the next episode.
Yay.
Bye.